All right, Tubers, Jeff Lynn's in the garage with you. It is Monday, Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. We're not doing anything today, so we get out here and work on the car. As promised, we talked about window regulators. I'm pretty sure we've got everything to put all that back in. The one thing we won't do yet is put the glass in, but the window regulators can go in and get that out of the way, and then the glass will be way later on after paint and all that good stuff. So we finished up with the channel, and then we got our trim back out of the way so not to mess it up. This piece turned out good, so everything's pretty good back here. As far as I can tell, this car is pretty much done as far as body panels, that kind of work. There'll be some little odd and end stuff we'll come around and do. I got one little spot on the passenger side A-pillar where we join the roof skin. There's one little spot right there that I need to put a spot of weld or two on. Maybe that'll show up right in there. There's going to be a few places around the car that I've got to go over and do a little touching up. But no major parts or panels. I don't think anything is left. I think we've got it all covered, hopefully. So on to the window regulators today. I don't know how much we'll get done. We'll go back to work tomorrow. We've been off 11 days. So got to kind of get our mind right, so to speak. We've got all the parts laid out that we're going to reuse, and we are going to blast these parts before we put them back in and make sure everything's nice and clean, grease free, paint free, all that stuff. The window felt pieces, we probably won't mess with any of that because none of them have felt on them anymore. All the window stops, I believe, are in good shape. They've still got the rubber tips on them. So we'll just do some cleanup on those. These old regulators, I've got the pieces off that I need to go on the new ones, and I'll show you over here a shot of that. The two short channels and the long channels that actually go on back onto the regulator. We're going to blast everything up real good, put it all in, make sure it works, and then we'll probably pull these back out and put some kind of, I'm not sure, I'm going to have to research, put some kind of protection on them. I don't know if these things, obviously there's a little bit of surface rust right there. I don't know what they're made out of, if it's galvanized or what. This one, these two had red paint, looks like. That may just be a primer. These two didn't have anything. So we'll research that and figure it out, and we'll bring you back. All right, Tubers, we got our pieces blasted and put on. You can see one of them down there in the back. Stuck the regulator in, got the top two bolts. And we'll come along there and see if we can one hand these other two in there with the wrong hand, the left hand. And all I'm using right here is some 1/2 inch long 1/4-20 hex head bolts with a washer. I don't have the correct hardware. I have no idea what happened to it. I've got some of it for the front and rear tracks, the bolt holes that go up here. I've got that. I'm missing the bottom stop for the passenger side. So I've got some stuff I've got to order. But for now, we're just gonna snug these up with a nut driver, because we're gonna probably end up taking this back off and putting the correct hardware, even though these would probably be fine. And it's gonna be behind the door panel, you'll never see it. So we'll proceed on and bring you along when we have a little progress with this door regulator. All right, so we're just easing along one piece at a time. The little short track that goes in here, that track, if I'm not mistaken, is what levels the window. I've got it rolled all the way up, and I'm rolling it down now. And you can see that back track. All this is connected through this pivot point here. And if you take this one and loosen it up, you can move this up and down, and it'll adjust the track that actually holds the window, is the way it appears to me. I've just got it kind of level in there right now. You can see it across there. I don't want to roll it too far down without a stop in there. I don't know if it jumps off of that gear, I'm sure that'll be a mess. So we just kind of easing along, nice and smooth though. Before we put the window in, I got to buy the little kit. The one that's in those windows is terrible, and John Wright gave me some information on that a while back, and I just hadn't ordered them, but I will definitely have to. The rollers are gone off the window pieces, and we don't have the hardware to mount the window in there. But all that's way later on. That's, I just want to get the window regulators in there. That's something that can be in the doors and out of the way as far as stuff in the shop. So passenger side is on and rolling up and down easily. Of course, it doesn't have that 100-pound window on it yet, but anyway, once we get all that put together, we'll grease everything up good with some lithium grease probably, and go from there. All right, so on to the next couple of pieces. We're gonna go ahead and put the front and rear tracks in, and make sure all that's good, and we'll bring you back. All right, front and rear tracks of the window, for the window to slide up and down in, are in. And all we do is just coming along with a nut driver, snugging these up. All that stuff's got big adjustments. There's an 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches of adjustment on the front and back. We'll have to make those adjustments later down the road when we get the glass in. And we won't put the glass in till, way later. So, windows, checking it. Every time we put something on there, we check it. Make sure you see the window track holds the window coming up and down. And again, I don't want to roll it down too far without that stop in there. We've got the guide stops that'll go in there, and we didn't put them in because we know all this is going to come back out. I'm going to bring it all back out, go over it real good with Scotch-Brite pad, and put some kind of finish on it. I don't know if I'm going to paint them. I just don't know yet. I don't know. I'm going to do something with them though. But we're just trying to make sure we can put them together. And like I say, the new window regulators, all that stuff's laying around in the shop, and it can be in the doors. So we got this side about as far as we're going to take it. We'll jump over and do the same thing on the other side. And there's no real sense in video and all that, so it'll be similar to this one. But that's kind of what we've been up to, and we'll let you look at it. All right, troopers. All right, the last part of this video is going to be in the form of a question, and I'm going to direct this toward Russell Reese at RR Restorations. I know he has researched these cars front to back. He has seen it, done it, knows about it. The slotted areas where the felt is screwed on this passenger side door, there's some pieces in some of the slots that look like the backside of a rivet, like maybe a rivet was drilled out to get that felt off. I didn't do it. I don't recall doing it, so I don't think I did it. There's one with nothing. This one actually moves around and will probably pull out with a pair of pliers. You see this one a little better with the light maybe. But that's what it looks like. It looks like it was nothing here. Of course, another one here. Looks like they had that riveted on. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Is that something you've seen, something you've heard of, or is that just something that was jerry-rigged? And of course, following this build, you know that whoever had it, and it might have been more than one person, jerry-rigged a lot of stuff on here. You know, galvanized pieces around the window channels and underneath the wheel wells, and I mean there was some real shoddy stuff. Motor mounts welded onto the subframe. So just another little mystery. There it is. Let me know what your thoughts are, and obviously when we get the new ones, we'll probably get a kit, a screw kit, I would think, that'll just screw right in those slotted areas. But just curious about that. All right, we're gonna leave it at that. We started on the driver's side door, but we didn't get as far as we did on this one. We're gonna take a break the rest of the day and get ready for work. All right, we'll do some more and bring you along.